One of the things you had been thinking about before you had the revelation for Thicker Than Water was that you were thinking about a book called 10 Things I Learned from Olivia Pope.
Yes, that was the book I sold. That was the original book I sold.
So we're going to try something fun with generative AI because this is in that kind of vein of this. We asked Pi, which is, by the way, the product personal intelligence that I have a company called Inflection that I co-founded 2 years ago. And the conjecture of what might be the 10 things you learned from Olivia Pope.
Here are 10 lessons Kerry Washington may have learned playing Olivia Pope. 1. Crisis management is all about staying calm and focused. 2. Power comes from preparation and decisiveness. 3. Trusting your instincts can be both a blessing and a curse. 4. True strength lies in knowing when to ask for help. 5. Sometimes you need to bend the rules to do what's right. 6. Secrets have a way of getting out. 7. The truth can be a powerful weapon. 8. Loyalty is a two-way street. 9. Compassion can be the greatest form of strength. 10. And finally, a white hat doesn't always stay white.
Those are really good. So I'll tell you what's interesting is, and this is where the limitations are, right? Like that, and I think if we invited Pi to think about this, if we added one directive, Pi could do this. But what I hear Pi saying are the things that anybody would have learned from Olivia Pope, as opposed to the things that I specifically, as Kerry, gained in my personal experience of having to be her. So like some of those are very close to, God help me, ideas that were in my original book proposal. But there were additional ones, which I talk about a little bit in Thicker Than Water, this idea that like I deserve to be the lead character in the story of my life. So that's not something that Olivia Pope taught audiences, but it's something that Olivia Pope taught me because I was playing her. So that's where I can hear the limitations in what Pi is thinking. But I would argue that if we said to Pi, what lessons did Olivia Pope give Kerry that are specific to Kerry Washington's psychological growth, I bet Pi could get there.
Absolutely. And at the very least, a good creative partner for you. Like, I think that the whole point of this is not that AI is like a final product out there that replaces you. It's your partner that helps you and jogs your memory.
It's a spitballer. Mm-hmm.
Because this is part of the thing that I think artificial intelligence will bring is each of us will have multiple personal intelligences that help us navigate our life and world. And the idea is not to be like the movie Her, kind of distract you from the world, but to engage you with it, right? So like, and by the way, that's also in terms of creativity, in terms of things. So like, my hope that it isn't that we're going to be reducing the number of people we have in storytelling and the whole field. It's going to be increasing. Because just as your democratization, we're going to be bringing more people in.
How do you think it would work to increase rather than decrease?
Well, it'll change for sure, transformation, right? So it won't be because some things that previously, for example, you might have previously had 3 sound engineers. Now maybe you only need 1. But the question is to say, well, if I have an idea for example, a possible book, I can go to Pi and I can say, give me 10 things. Oh, wait, 2, 7, and 8 are great. And then I'm going to think about these other ones, right? As instances. So that's the kind of adding in and amplifying. And I don't think we have a constraint about how much content we can generate. Obviously there's a limited amount of time in the day for consumption, but I think that part of what we do is we try to create a panoply of things that matter to people as ways of doing it.
I wonder which parts of our creative process will deepen and which parts will atrophy. So like, I even think about, with the introduction of smartphones, so many of us do not know telephone numbers by heart anymore, right? Like I can still tell you the telephone number of the apartment that I grew up in as a kid, but I barely know. I don't know the number to my kid's school by heart. I don't know my mother-in-law's number by heart. I like really struggle to remember my husband's number by heart. But there is this other deepening because of smartphones where at the touch of a button, I know when their birthday is, where they live, what their allergies are, maybe what their schedule is, right? Like I have a deeper intimacy with other parts of their life because of my smartphone, even though I've atrophied. And so I wonder what that's going to look like when it comes to AI. Will we be less able to brainstorm and spitball, but more able to, I don't know, to like find the deeper truth or find deeper through lines? Or will we all become better poets because that's sort of more uniquely human as opposed to researchers will be, more poetical and less scientific? I just don't know.